Welcome back to the Flowing State of BJJ, where we talk about all things Jiu-Jitsu. This week's episode is about Comp Day. Yesterday, the team went out to Liverpool, Merseyside Open for Empire. Empire always put on fantastic events, really well organized. They run it on smooth comp so you can see at times. The divisions they have a beginners division, which is excellent for new people who are wanting to compete. So it's a fantastically run event. So if you're going to compete, by jumping to Empire, I am an Empire ambassador, so I do have a bias towards it. But our club, I do push people towards Empire.
Yeah, you do.
Because we know the score, we know how the day is gonna work.
Yeah.
And if you have any issues, we always go to we just go to the organizers.
Yeah.
And they're always super respectful, really well organized and professional. So it's always a good event.
Yeah.
So, Tubbsy, you were there as well. Your little one competed.
Yeah.
How did you find the day?
I mean, I always find, I've been to quite a few Empire comps now. Obviously, just as a spectator, seeing the guys from the club, yourself, your sons competing, and my daughters had done a couple. As you said, Empire are always well organized. The family kind of friendly environment, the vibes are good. Even your opponents, they're so respectful, win, lose, or whatever happens. Everyone's so friendly. It's just a nice day out. Yesterday, my missus came as well for the second time. She absolutely loves it. She's like saying, "When's the next one?" And I'm saying, "Yeah, it's in Newcastle." And she's like, "Oh, she's planning days out." So it's always a good event. And I think, like you said, for beginners, you always push some of the new members in your gym to compete at Empire because you know how it pans out with yourself having a good relationship with some of the organizers, the owners, the head coaches, and you being referee, and you being a referee yourself. That's always nice as well. Yeah, they also have that one particular stall, the
Acai.
Akai, whatever you call it. And the portions are always so big, so I always look forward to getting the pot with the little spoon. Now the spoon is always small, so if anyone's watching from Empire, give us bigger spoons, please. You have like bananas in there, you have granola. I always look forward, and it's not good for me, who's someone trying to keep their blood sugars down. But yesterday I didn't care; I had it. So I mean, shout out to Empire; it's always great. So today's episode, we're going to explore Coach Babar, in particular, his journey and how he prepared, some of the fights, insight to his kind of mindset going into this particular event, and kind of some feelings, a little bit about the matches that he had and what went well, what didn't go well, and we'll mention some of the other fights that we had as well. Off the bat, comp prep, we know this is a big thing. You know, you're kind of lucky you kind of hover around one particular weight. You never kind of go too far over. But in this particular comp, did you have to go through a weight cut, manage your weight? Were you watching what you were eating? Were there less burgers in there? Or, how was your pre-comp prep?
So I've stopped cutting weight.
Okay.
I used to cut weight. I have done it before where I've gone down to 79.5 kilos.
Okay.
But now I don't cut weight.
What's your fighting weight?
I compete under the 85.5 kilogram category. Coming up to the comp days, so about a week before I weighed myself. I don't weigh myself a lot.
Okay.
I weigh about the same. In the morning is when you should weigh yourself. So you get up in the morning and pretty much first thing. When I did weigh myself in the morning, I was over 81 kilos.
Okay.
So I was closer to the 79 kilo division than I was to the 85 kilo. Okay. Regardless though, my thing in comp isn't about getting the extra few kilos and getting the advantage.
Yeah.
My thing about going to comp is going there to test my game.
Yeah.
See if the thing that we're doing is working. When we keep linking back to previous episodes, and this is an ideal link back to our previous episode, one of the big thing about the Eastern martial arts we were talking about last week was one of the criticisms was we don't test them under pressure. Now it would be negligent of us to then make that criticism and then not test it under pressure.
Exactly.
So one of the reasons we go to comp is to get that under pressure.
Actually test a technique you've been working on or something. We'll explore that a bit later on in the episode today. And knowing you're ice cold. Don't see any kind of nerves generally on you, like when you've got a class that we alhamdulillah, you have a packed class generally most of the time, whether it's adults or kids, and I can imagine that it's a bit sometimes nervy. You're standing in front of people and coaching and so on, but I've never seen you kind of have nerve or show nerve before the comp. How were your nerves? How was your sleep? Leading up to this comp.
My sleep leading up to this event was actually really good.
Okay.
Yeah, like I
Slept like a baby.
I slept like a baby. Like
Yeah.
I did think about comp because I had a game plan going into it, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about that. I trusted in my game plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if my game plan didn't work,
Yeah.
my whole thing was fantastic. I'm gonna fix my game plan.
You know it didn't work. How can I fix it?
Yeah, that was my mentality going in.
Yeah.
When I entered, there was no one in my division. And then I didn't look at my division. And I kept getting told, got no one in your division. So about 2 weeks before, there was still no one in my division.
Okay.
At that point, I thought they'll merge me down with masters. And when I said that to my son, he's like, he's got a little tablet
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, there's 2 people in that one.
Okay.
I was like, oh, fantastic, no problem.
Yeah.
So I'll be a round robin, and I was expecting a round robin. Then one person got added to my division, and I was like, who is it? And it was Chris Beverly. I know Chris Beverly really well. And I was like, oh, okay, so we'll just go for a round of 3.
Yeah.
Best out of 3.
Yeah.
I think it was a weekend or something. He said there's another person added.
Okay.
So now I was going back to a round of 3.
How did your nerves change when you found out that there's actually 2 people that in your division now?
I was expecting 2 matches regardless, whether
Okay.
there's one person or there's 2
2
people.
people. Okay.
It didn't change.
Yeah.
So I was saying I didn't mind it.
What about the mental aspect of it?
When I used to compete, I didn't really have a game plan for competition.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And it's my jiu-jitsu versus their jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I've got more experience, I've realized we need game plans.
Yeah.
And I've started trusting in my game plan.
Yeah.
So now I've trusted in my game plan for the last 2 comps, and it's got me gold.
Yeah.
I came to this one with the same game plan as the last 2,
Yeah.
and it got me silver.
Yep.
So now going back, I need to work out what went wrong.
Yeah.
Why didn't the game plan work?
Yeah.
Which is, as odd as it sounds, and people keep asking me, oh, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm actually doing fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm doing better now than I did on my last 2 goals. And that's a big mindset shift for me.
Yeah.
And the main reason is thing that I'm working
Yeah.
on didn't work.
Mm.
And for me, that's a treasure.
It makes you ask the questions why it didn't work and give you kind of certain reactions, what you might have got.
It's a gold mine for me now.
Yeah,
I will be going away, and I call them the trusted group. My trusted group of training partners will all be doing what I found in that video and why it didn't work. They'll all be doing that exact. They'll be mimicking it. I'll show them the video. I'm like, you're doing this. And we'll be doing that for months now.
Yeah.
To study what happened, why it went wrong, finding solutions.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a little science experiment. They'll all hate me for it at the end of it, but that's what's happening now going in.
It just shows because, and it goes back to the point you made that you don't need to compete, but you're going to compete to develop this particular aspect of your jiu-jitsu, a certain move or a certain scenario or whatever, and you need failure to learn from. I think in engineering, they call it failure board analysis, where something fails, you learn more, and that's beneficial for the actual product, the product being what you're working on. So as you say, that's a gold mine, and that's what you want. There was an actual scene when I remember, and I'm the kind of guy who always replays things in my head, and there's going to be one particular moment that I'm going to replay in my head for probably quite a few times because it cracks me up. And it was just before your fight, and you switched into comp mode. Your son said to me, comp mode. So that was like a cue, like, you don't say nothing because I can chat for Britain. But what you were doing is you had your headphones on and you were like rocking backwards and forward like this. And I thought, either this guy needs to watch our podcast on mental illness, or he's preparing himself. And what I really wanted to ask you, but I couldn't at that particular time, is what were you listening to?
Oh, there's a nasheed.
Okay.
There's a nasheed I listen to.
Okay.
And it's Pero La Ilaha Illallah. There's a nasheed I listen to, and
oh wow,
I've just been vibing to that nasheed. So yeah, that's what I was listening.
You know what? That's awesome. Alhamdulillah, because I thought you were listening. It looked like you were listening to some like maybe punk rock, metal rock, and I know Barber doesn't listen to music. Having fixed his car a couple of times, he has nasheeds playing, so I was surprised that it looks like he's like there's a few drums going off. But no, that's great. I just want to know what that was you listened to, and what did that do for you? Did it give you peace? Did it give you motivation? What?
It's so when we're in competition, so like I said, I wasn't nervous open to it.
Yeah.
But on the day, nerves kicked in. Right?
Okay.
So I put in the same amount of breakfast. So when we talked about the food a couple of episodes ago, my food routine is pretty standard. I'm not a foodie. It'll be the same food.
Yeah.
So when I went in for breakfast, I threw in the same amount of cereal.
Yeah.
And halfway through, I was like, I can't eat anymore. The nerves are kicking.
Yeah.
And I looked into this a while ago around the science behind it and how your body goes into fight or flight and it pulls the blood away from your
Yeah.
stomach to go
Your
to.
muscles, your vital organs. Yeah.
So for me, the butterflies in the stomach, scientifically, I've kind of worked them out
Yeah,
now. I'm just
yeah.
like, oh, okay, it's my body just getting ready to fight.
Yeah, yeah.
So mentally, I've overcome it. And there's this analogy that I read in this book when we were talking about the brain, and it's the monkey analogy. And I talked to
Yeah,
you about it.
yeah.
And the monkey part of your brain is always going to bash the drums and scream really loud. You're going to
Yeah.
die. Stop it. You're going to die.
Yeah,
You're going to
yeah.
die. Stop it. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Yeah.
And the other professor side of your brain
Yeah.
right, is going to analyze it and say, it's just jiu-jitsu. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
And it's going to be calm.
And I think you mentioned the professor's going to look at the stats coming into it, you know, wins and so on.
So you can't fool the professor.
No.
Right? And you can't drown out the monkey.
Yeah.
You got to find the balance between the two.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest bit. Right?
Yeah.
So when I'm putting the headphones on and I'm closing my eyes and I'm going into my own mode, monkey's getting too loud.
Okay. Okay.
Monkey's going crazy.
Well, I was sat next to you, so what are you trying to say here? You know,
monkey in my head is going through that. And that's me trying to drown the monkey out and get the professor back saying, listen, trust in your game plan.
Yeah.
Right? You know this works. You've done it against some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you've done this against really high level guys.
You have, yeah.
And you fine tuned it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It'll work. And
but you said the monkey's always the loudest, though, didn't
monkey's
you?
always the loudest. You can't drown him out.
But you're used to him now, aren't you?
You're
used to him.
It's just like the little annoying thing in the corner. You're like, you bash your drums. It's okay.
Yeah. You mentioned routine as well. So, like you said, you've competed quite a few times since you were brown belt, which was some years ago. And more recently, since I've been coming to the gym, it seems like you've kind of upped the ante with comps. You've been going quite a few comps. I mean, 3 or 4 so far this year. And we're not even halfway through the year, and you've got a few more planned as well. Your routine, so we know your routine coming up to it. Your routine on comp day, does it generally change? And not in terms of food, but in terms of like your stretching, your warm up. What can you give us an insight to this? What do you do? Is it always the same thing?
I like to keep it the same. So I will pack the day before.
Okay.
I don't want to be packing on comp day.
Okay.
Because I know when I wake up, my resting heart rate will be elevated compared to other days.
Yeah.
And I don't want extra stress.
Okay.
So the night before, I will pack my bags, the kit I'm going to wear, I'll put that out.
Yeah.
Usually the kit I'm going to wear, because we train quite a lot, me and my sons. And so the kit I'm going to wear, we'll put that to a side nice and early.
Okay.
Yeah? And I'll let everyone know, this is my kit.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear this on comp day. Don't be putting this on.
Don't copy me.
No, don't, because we'll just, when we're getting ready for training,
you just pick whatever's there, right? Yeah.
So I'll put it to a side and say,
yeah,
this is my comp kit, leave this alone.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we put that to a side. So I'll get that, I'll get that ready. I'll pack my bags if I'm going to have anything like any drinks or anything like that. We'll throw that, make sure we've got that stuff ready. I'll usually fill up the car on the way.
Okay.
Right? So I don't go I used to go the day before. I'm like, no, on the day, it's part of the routine.
Yeah.
I'll go fill the car up. So we set off, fill the car up. Okay, now let's go.
Yeah.
I'll look up where the venue is the day before.
Okay.
And that's pretty much the routine.
What about when you actually get there? So you've weighed in now, and not so much you waiting for your fight. So let's say you're a couple of hours out, an hour out of your fight, and you're the monkey's bashing, and you're doing all of this now. What is that routine like?
So at that point, I'll wait. I'll calm everything down, and then I'll just take my headphones off and just carry on. I'll just go forward and back between. When it gets too much, headphones go on. I'll go find a space. Noise cancelling. Leave me alone. Yeah. And then when I've calmed everything down, headphones come off, and I'll just be.
I'll be honest with you. For me, I haven't been that up close and personal with you in terms of just before your comp, and this is probably the first time that I've been quite up close and personal and involved with the club. I'm looking at on everyone's face, and even your son Umar, he obviously smashed it on the day, got gold with great performances. Even his mood, like he was quite relaxed throughout the day, and you were quite relaxed as well. Your friend, everyone was chatting, but I saw one particular thing in both of you, more yourself, saw this, and this is going to sound really kind of like gassed up, but it's the truth. This is what I felt. I felt like this killer mode came out. I could see it in your mentality, your body language. You played and ready, like you're walking, you're ready for a fight. So to see that shift in mindset it was really good to see, and I wanted to feel that myself. I'm looking forward one day if I get to compete and to experience that. But can you just tell us a little bit about that kind of shift, if you understand what I'm saying?
I do. So it's more like when we go to the warm up mat.
Yeah.
And now you got to get ready.
Yeah.
And now it's a mental readiness.
Yeah.
As much as a physical readiness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, my heart rate is usually quite high on the day, and the venue is quite warm.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take much to get a sweat on.
No.
Right? So like 1 or 2 little rolls and you'll be sweating. You're ready.
Yeah.
But now mentally, I'm going through like the scenario. In this particular comp, I knew one opponent. I hadn't even seen the other opponent.
That was Chris Beverly, who you know.
I knew
right?
Chris Beverly who competed against me. The other opponent, I've never seen him. I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
So in my mind, what I was getting ready for was the first sight.
Okay.
Because on first sight, I know Monkey's going crazy.
Yeah.
Monkey's going to say he's massive.
Yeah.
Monkey's going to say he's strong.
Yeah.
Monkey's going to say he's athletic.
Yeah.
Monkey's going to say
everything. Everything on plus 99 on FIFA.
Yes. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready for that adrenaline dump.
Okay. Yeah.
And as soon as that adrenaline dump goes in, I know I'm going to have to mentally conquer that.
Yeah.
And go, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
That was what was going in my mind.
Okay. Just, I know we're spending a lot of time on this particular, but it's interesting for myself. And I think the viewers will like to get this insight. So sometimes people think of like crazy things, like, to get like in the mode and to get aggressive, or I know it is good to be calm, but in terms of mentally psych you up, is there any crazy things you might think about? Like,
I'd love to say I'll go into samurai mode.
Yeah. Sensei Babar's gone back to Japan. We don't need him here now. Yeah.
Get the blue gi comes out.
Yeah, like some people like sometimes when I used to go to the gym, I'd think of like someone's chasing me and they've hit me on, they've hurt someone I've loved, and then is there anything going that like in your head?
I've had this advice from people. Like, think about it's your family name and all this stuff.
The honor and all this.
And all that stuff. And I want to be honest, like, it doesn't matter that much to me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. It's a comp. I'm there to learn. I have my reasons for being there, right?
Yeah, of course.
And my reasons for there are not to defend my family honor.
Yeah.
My family honor is not on the line.
It's not 1860 and the West is not invading Japan and the samurai sword doesn't need to come.
So there's nothing like that. For me, I think of this whole thing like a science experiment.
Yeah.
And I try keeping it as clinical as possible.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I don't need to, like, I've seen people before, and even my students sit there and they're murmuring something, and afterwards I ask them, what you murmuring? And I can't repeat on podcast what they murmur to themselves.
Okay. You'll have to tell me off camera what they're saying.
There's some crazy stuff people that like murmur to themselves.
Oh, wow.
But me personally,
okay,
nothing like, I have the utmost respect for my competitors.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to do this.
Yeah.
So I have the utmost respect for them coming on the mats and being able to give it. Like I said,
everyone's a winner already just stepping on the comp mats.
Like, people don't give respect to the default medal.
Okay.
They don't give, but I give lots of respect to the default medal.
Okay.
To jump on the mats, to get to that point where you're standing across for someone and you touch and bump on the comp mat.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. Without going into too much detail, I don't give much respect to default medals, but when you put it how you've put it, it really is an eye opener just to even stand on the mats in front of. I mean, there were 600 people competing that particular, so everyone's a winner, right? I do give respect to default. I don't think you should go off and celebrate it like you won. Like, to get, let's say there's 3 in the division and you got beat twice. Don't put it on Instagram and that's a bit too much. But I do give you props. To earn the medal, and you earned the medal. You went in there and you competed twice. So you definitely earned the medal, and that takes, metal as well, doesn't it?
There's so many people who have never competed, and there'll be a million excuses why.
True.
A million excuses.
It's a good point. It's a good point. So we've explored the event. We've explored, Coach Babar's mindset, and that's a great kind of dive, and I think a great kind of exposure to people who are looking to compete, and maybe they can use these kind of ideas that you've given forward. Just want to explore your actual matches slightly over here, and if you can give us your honest insight to the questions that I've got here. So you had you fought against Chris Beverly.
Oh yes.
Your first match was against an unknown. What was your kind of game plan going into it? Now, we don't need to get too kind of techie about it, but generally, what was your conceptual approach to that particular match?
So my thing on for this comp was, I'm not gonna wrestle.
Okay. So you're not standing up.
I'm not standing up. So at the moment, and this isn't, but I'm carrying an injury that doesn't
We know you are.
allow me to wrestle.
Yeah.
And also the other thing that I have in comp is I want the first part of the match to be very structured.
Is that to be safe?
That's to be
In control.
In control, not in terms of the match, but in control of myself. Because so if we rewind a little bit, coming up to the match, getting on, like sitting mat side, these are all still nerves are still going, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Once I get onto the mats and we touch, nerves vanish. Right? There's a serenity on the mats, like this is home now.
Yeah, yeah.
And we do this a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm cool. So what I want to happen is I want to mimic the training, the training environment.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I'll do in training is I'll walk out, I'll take a grip and I'll sit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll do that a lot coming up to the up to the comp days.
Yeah.
So I'll come out and I'll start standing.
Yeah.
Because typically we'll start on the ground, right?
Yeah.
But coming up comp days, what I'll do is I'll come out, I'll touch, I'll take a grip, I'll sit.
Yeah.
So now coming into comp, right,
yeah.
I'll come out, I'll take a grip, I'll sit. And now everything just feels like
it feels like you're back home in your gym.
In my gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I did that sequence, because it's the same sequence that just grounds me.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're just doing
it's in a comfortable environment. You feel like mentally you're in a comfortable
nothing
environment.
else matters now. It's just me and my opponent, and it's just an open mat now.
Yeah. In your first match, you went up against sorry, I don't remember his name. But he entered into your half guard or ghost guard, what we're calling it nowadays. Were there any kind of key moments or any kind of key learnings? And obviously, you won the match. You won the match by armbar. But prior to leading up to the armbar, were there any kind of surprises that you might have felt? Any kind of reactions that you weren't expecting from him?
So there was something which was evident he was trying to do. So first, I got to my default position that I've been drilling, and when I was in the position, I waited there and I was waiting to see if he was going to sit back or come forward or what the reaction was.
Yeah.
When I realized he was pausing and he was trying to work out what was going on, I did the sweep which I've been working on. It was fantastic. Worked like it worked in the gym.
Yeah.
Got on top.
Yeah.
The next thing was keep him down.
Yeah.
Because one of the reactions is the people start rising.
Yeah.
So I was lifting his feet off the floor, seeing if he'll accept or if he's going to wrestle.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm going to base my reaction. He's starting to come into decision trees now, right?
Yeah.
He decided to settle. Fantastic. Now I'm passing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now my aim wasn't to I'm going to knee slide past this guy first.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to put pressure on him and build pressure over time to see if I could pass.
Okay.
Eventually, I got the pass. I got to a position where I heard the corner, my son shout, back step.
Yeah.
I tried the back step, he stopped it.
Yeah, I think he caught your leg.
He caught my leg.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I always say to people is when you're going to back step, don't back step and then stop. Back step, let them catch it. They're not going to expect you to back step again because they just stop you. Back step again.
Yeah, it worked.
So I back step again, I got out.
Yeah.
Now he was trying to turn into me, which I knew he was going to do. Right? So I just held, got my points, let go of the leg, he turtled.
Yeah.
Tried taking his back.
Yeah.
He didn't quite give me the back, but he gave me the arm exposure.
He did. And
when I got to the arm, I looked at the time and there was it was seconds left.
Yeah, I think it was about 7 seconds.
That's when I got the armbar. But when I got to the armbar position, there was 40 something seconds left.
Okay, right? Yeah.
And I thought I can hold here.
Yeah.
And I can just hold this. I'm not a big sub person.
Yeah.
Right? I'm I could just hold this armbar.
Yeah.
Because the position wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
And then my son was giving me mad grief in the corner to finish it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I better finish this.
Yeah.
So then I changed it, got to the end of the lever, pulled, and thankfully.
Yeah. If he didn't give you the stick to finish the armbar,
I wasn't finishing
it. Because you just
I didn't need to.
You didn't need to.
I was loads of points up. Even if he came back up on top, he wasn't going to win this match. Yeah, he wasn't going to win this match. Yeah. I didn't feel like I would have got back. I would have swept him again. We would have restarted in the middle. I would have seen the timeout easily.
I want to ask you a question, and this is if the first opponent is watching. This is not in a way to be disrespectful to you. I just want to know the insight of Coach Babar and his kind of thought process while going into the match while the match is happening. So while the match is happening, And was it at any point that you thought, you know what, I know I can beat this guy? Does that generally, so a kind of generic kind of question, and specifically to this match, is there any point in matches where you feel, you know what, I've got this, kind of start relaxing, and did that happen in this your first match?
That has happened before. It
Okay,
didn't happen in this match.
okay,
And if I go back to that match, I will try to avoid that at all costs.
okay. Getting complacent.
So the match I'm talking about was one of the first matches I got back, and I was 6-0 up.
Okay.
I lost 9-6.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I got to a point where I was 6-0 up. I thought he's not getting
And
6 points.
that
from
was
that.
the pivot where
Yeah.
he started coming back.
Yeah, so I was like, he's not 6 points back.
Yeah.
There's, I think it was 1.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I had him in
They
guard.
got 9 points.
I had him in guard.
Yeah.
And in 1.5 minutes from my guard,
Yeah.
he scored 9 points.
Wow.
From then on, whenever I'm scoring points,
Yeah.
and I'm a point-based person.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep racking them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until the pressure gets so much that I get the sub.
Okay.
So the aim for the sub is to get the sub.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hunt it.
Yeah.
I'm going to, definitely if it pops up, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
But I want the sub to come off of pressure.
Yeah. Some people might say that's like a really hard approach where you're obviously going into comp, and you've told us that the whole point of going into comp is to develop this particular position. Winning has to be part of it as well. I'm guessing.
Oh, you want to win.
You want to win. Would going through points is harder to rack up than just getting a submission. So would you say that analogy is right, that getting points is harder than just submission?
I reckon that depends on the person's style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, yeah.
My style of jiu-jitsu is just a grindy, pressure type of jiu-jitsu.
It's not nice for the opponent. They probably say just submit me.
Yeah. But there are other people, like my son doesn't do grindy jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like being on top. He gets a nosebleed
Yeah.
as soon as he sits up. He likes being on his back. So for him, if
Yeah.
I say to him, go points based, he's going to go, I'd rather not.
Yeah,
There's been points where he's been down on points.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah,
As long as you get me to my submission position, I'll get the sub. Just get me there.
yeah,
For me, if I'm down on points, like this last one, the guy scored points somewhere, I'm
Yeah.
devastated.
yeah,
My previous comp, I got gold, but the thing in my mind was, how did he score 2 points? I'm like, 2 points? I'm like, I can't believe the guy scored 2 points.
yeah. It just shows the mindset, doesn't it? And that's what I was getting at, is insight to your particular style, because it's very much a like we said this on the previous podcast. It's a style where you remember the roles, because it's very grindy, very pressure, top heavy kind of, suffocating kind of technique, as opposed
I
to
try.
and you execute, as opposed to your son, who has a great addiction of karakes nowadays, and aka the karaka master. For any non Punjabi speaking people, that's basically breaking bones and legs in particular. He's addicted to that. So yeah, I get that kind of nation of his style. That was your first match. You came away with a victory. I remember we all enjoyed it as a club together. It was great, and
Yeah.
then we realized there's one more match to go. And Chris Beverly, who you've fought before, you've had some good matches with him, had some hard wars with him. How was your mindset coming into this particular match? Because I know some of the matches may not have gone your way previously with him.
All of them. He's beaten me a number of times.
So they've not gone your way. Was there anything that you had to change in terms of mental approach from the first fight to the second fight, because you knew you were fighting against some past experience?
No, not really.
Okay.
So in the first one, I didn't know this guy, so I had to work him out.
Okay.
Obviously, I didn't have to do that this time.
Yeah.
So I knew that he's not going to pull.
This is Chris.
Chris isn't going to pull. He's going to want to wrestle.
Yeah.
The advantage we also got is I got to see Chris and in the match before.
Yeah.
But I didn't really learn anything new about Chris, because I've not only competed against Chris, I've trained with Chris.
Yeah.
So I've been at combat-based Dewsbury, fantastic gym.
Yeah.
Everyone should go there in the area. So I've been to combat-based Dewsbury and I've rolled with him.
Yeah.
So sitting Matt side, me watching him and him watching me,
Yeah.
We didn't learn anything new about
you
each other.
already
We know each other
yeah.
quite well.
Yeah.
So I knew that he was going to come to half guard and he's going to try that top pressure. He's going to try the DAS,
Yeah. Yeah.
all this stuff. And not only did I know it, he knew I knew it.
Okay.
Right? So this thing isn't new, especially when
Yeah.
you're on the comp scene quite a lot.
Yeah.
You've been against each other a number of times.
Yeah.
You know each other's games.
Yeah.
So no, my mentality didn't same. I knew I had a game plan. I was going to go to the game plan.
So your mental approach didn't change. It was similar in terms of your game plan.
Yeah.
And I think I know your answer, but I'm going to ask you: did your game plan change? But obviously, you went into the competition with one particular kind of direction. You were going to hit the ghost guard and proceed from there, and you did that. How was Chris's reaction to the ghost guard different from your first?
There's you can tell in their reaction that Chris is a much more veteran, seasoned competitor. My first opponent accepted bottom position and accepted the pressure. Chris, we were close to the edge.
Yeah.
Right? And when he realized that I've got the sweep, right, he very much stayed on quad pod and refused to go to the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And then eventually when I forced the bottom position, right, there was a slide out of bounds.
There was,
right, to make sure that the referee started it.
Okay.
Which was, in terms of my intelligence, absolutely top notch.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Like, people say that that might sound like a complaint. It's not a complaint. For me, in terms of competition, that's fun. That's elite level, like management.
Yeah,
so
is it IQ?
That's the word.
Bit of a cheeky move, some might say, but
or even people might think it's a cheeky move. I think for me, like, if you play with the rules you have. Right? And you go.
It just shows he's a seasoned veteran, right?
He's a veteran.
He knows he was in a bit of a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
How can I get out of this? Oh, I can see the perimeter. Let's go over.
Yeah.
You have to give props. It's my IQ in it.
The referee started it standing. I went back to the same position. I don't think I was aggressive enough in that position.
Okay.
Right. So that's on me to fix.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There were some things he was doing in terms of flaring his knee.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Dealt with it before. Didn't deal with it today.
Okay. So you think your approach the second time in the guard was not as it should have been a bit more aggressive to utilize it?
Yes. Okay. So that's on me to work out about how to deal with that pressure forward. That's why I'm saying this is the treasure trove. This is good.
Yeah.
This is good for me.
This is all golden nuggets for you, right?
The thing that watching it back quickly, the thing that I realized was he did pass my guard. Right? And I got to go back and watch the sequence again. But what I did like about it is when we hit when he got to side control, there was no panic from my perspective. Right? He got to side control and I was like, I've been here a million times. And I hit the escape that I knew was going to work.
The banker.
The banker. And when I hit, I knew the outcome of it. He's going to go to front headlock.
Yeah.
He went to front headlock.
Yeah.
Chris's front headlock, guillotine, anaconda, DAS, all them are top notch.
Yeah.
But once I was like on all fours, I was confident that I could see this out.
Yeah.
And what I always say to the guys is wait for the grip change.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they go from DAS and they realize the DAS anaconda is not going to work, they're going to switch to a guillotine.
Yeah.
When they switch to a guillotine, their arms will open up, head to the center, head out.
Yeah.
And we did it textbook.
Great.
So this is like when we talk about science experiments.
Yeah.
In previous competitions, I've been working that move.
Okay.
Yeah, where people are going to get to side control.
Yeah.
I need to do this. I need to do this.
Yeah.
And we've worked it. We lost the competitions.
Yeah.
Because obviously inviting people to side control.
But you came out with...
We came out with golden nuggets that were pressure tested. We know they work.
Yeah.
So right now, when you got to side control...
You were cool.
Yeah. So I didn't let him submit me so I could give him position.
Yeah.
Knowing the position I could get out.
Yeah. So. That's great. That is that you got some golden nuggets, and that's the bigger kind of picture here that you are developing this particular move. That maybe in later episodes I can get Coach Babar to film some kind of technical podcasts as well. Let us know in the comments if that's something you want to see. Not on me obviously because I'm only little, don't I? But that'd be good to do. Okay, so obviously we know it didn't go your way this particular time. How were you feeling after the fight against Chris? or the whole kind of event? Were you kind of happy that the matches are over and you're relaxed now, or are you still thinking, "Oh, I should have done this"? You're beating yourself up. I should have done this different or that different.
Nobody likes losing. So in the immediate aftermath, I was upset. No one likes losing.
Yeah.
There's no hiding that. But I wasn't all that upset because I did come. I was like, oh, how did he get past that move? What happened? And I tried getting the recollection of it. I couldn't really get a recollection of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need to watch that back.
Yeah.
So and I have done since. And I'll watch it many a time to get the data off from it. So that was my immediate afterward. But like, it's not even what I felt. The data shows my heart rate dropped.
Yeah.
My resting heart rate.
Science.
Yeah, my resting heart rate, which was over 100, dropped to below 100.
Yeah.
Now I still got my son to go, so I'm not completely relaxed yet.
Yeah.
I still got other teammates who are gonna go, so I'm still like in the zone for them.
Yeah.
But my match went, and there was a weight off my shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, for you, I could imagine it would be. And I know going back to when you said you were not fighting for family honor, but there was the Game Fight logo on a lot of people back, and that in a way is our family as well. Was there a lot of, for yourself? I can imagine that if I'm just trying to think how I would feel, I would imagine there'd be a lot of pressure. One, you had your fight, and then you had your son fighting. That's added pressure. You had a few kids fighting from your gym, and then you had some of the adults fighting. So was that an added pressure for you as well, that some of your guys were fighting as well, so you couldn't fully relax?
So I typically don't coach and compete on the same level. And one of the agreements that we had, Tubzi, was I'd only do it if there was less than 5 people, right? Because then it gets too much.
Yeah.
But there were more than 5.
There were, but it built up really fast because I was thinking there was only about 2-3 people. Then I looked online on Smooth Comp and there was more than 5, and I thought, oh, he's still competing. I won't remind him about that terms and conditions that we had. But yeah.
But once I've signed up, I'm never pulling out, right?
Yeah.
So I've signed up unless something catastrophic happens.
I know that for a fact because Coach Babar didn't say anything about this, and it's not his style. And this is not feeling sorry or making excuse. I'm just sharing with you guys. He went into the fight with on MCL meniscus
and a strained MCL
and a strained MCL, so quite heavy damage there. And we know, I know from that you were definitely not going to pull out from that. So props to you for still going into it. But yeah, I still hold you to if there's less than 5 people. And my daughter's going, I still expect you to compete. Yeah, and we've got 2-3 coming up, so I need to persuade him about that as well.
There's no persuasion. The agreement is the agreement stands, right?
It was signed in blood and sweat on the mats. Okay, so you got some great takeaways, some great golden nuggets. Thank you to Chris. And sometimes in losses, there's always a bigger picture. And yes, a loss is hard to take, it's upsetting. But then when you think about your ultimate objective for yourself going into any tournament is always to better certain processes and moves. Ultimately, for the guys on the mats, it's to share the knowledge. So we thank everyone for the losses that Coach Babar, which are not many, he's taken. So thank you. What actually, on the flip side, what actually went well for you against Chris? What were you happy with, and what kind of reinforcements did you get that, you know what, this actually worked?
To go back to what you just said, I could have pulled out. I've lost against this guy 3 times. It was easy for me to pull out. I had the reasons. So the fact that I said, let's do it, we're doing it.
Yeah.
But there was that. The other one was that the ghost guard, which we bang on about, actually worked.
Yeah.
I got to top position with it.
You did.
I just didn't execute it again. And it might have been a mental thing. It might have been something else.
Yeah.
Again, we'll go back. We'll have a look at it. I should have just gone again.
Yeah.
There were some other things that when we look back on the video, for example, I went to guard and I did a particular thing and there were other options there.
Yeah.
And we didn't execute them.
Yeah.
So that just means my confidence level or my drilling in them scenarios weren't there. So once I realized that I'm not getting the sweep I'm going, I switched tactics.
Yeah.
That was a good option.
Yeah.
Because I always say, don't bang on the same door if it's not opening, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm trying to get this ghost card. It's just not working. Like, I'm not being aggressive. No, if it's not working, he's countering it. Whatever the scenario is, I can't problem solve it right now.
Yeah.
Right? I can't fix this problem. I've tried and I've got one and something minutes left.
Yeah.
Just over a minute
Need
left.
to try something different.
So I switched and I went to full guard. I have been drilling full guard in the gym. But then full guard, there were options there that I didn't take. So that's another gem that I've taken away from. I'm just like, 100%. There's all these things that I could have done in growth. So I need to build that B system.
Yeah.
And make that more robust.
Yeah, 100%.
That's that's my takeaways from it.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's always good to have a B strategy as well. So that's a lot about your matches. Then you've given us a really good insight to, some technical nerdy stuff there for our BJJ practitioners who are our followers. So if you do like these sort of geeky kind of techie deep dives into strategy, into moves, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to cover those, and we'll get some words of wisdom, some kind of trade secrets, so to say, from Coach Barber here. There was I think about 7 people fighting from your gym. I want to talk about one particular person in particular, and not so much his fights because I didn't get to see his fights, but his journey going into the fight, which was the talk of my house for a couple of nights. And this was Fezzi, right? Fezzi went through like a Slimming World program in a 6-week Slimming World program in one night, and he was running to the sauna, to the on the jogger, and he did really well. But from your experience, when you do such a drastic weight cut in a short time, what kind of effect does that have on, in your opinion, your strength, your performance on the day?
For jiu-jitsu and the tournaments that we go to, it's same day weighing.
Okay.
And we got to take that in consideration. When you look at UFC and MMA fights, it's typically the day before weighing. Which gives you ample time to rehydrate and fuel your body. When we're talking about you're going to weigh in, even if you're weighing in at 9 o'clock and fighting at 6, fighting at like 3, 4, 5, there just isn't enough time to rehydrate your body when you're doing a big weight cut. So if you got like, you're half a kilo over, or you're like point something over, and you have to go have a warm bath, and then you get to the thing, that's okay, no problem. A little one, that's fine. But when we're talking about kilos, right, like this is
quite a long shot. It seems sometimes.
This is weight now that you're getting out of your body. You're taking stuff out of your body in terms of like energy systems that you're gonna need.
Of course,
And when you get onto the mat, your heart rate's high throughout the day in nerves.
You're depleted. Your energy's lacking.
And that's like, and then you get onto the mat, and now you need like energy to go. I'll take you back to one of the times where I cut about 1.5 kilos in just under a week. Right? And I was doing the same stuff. And I went to the match, started it, and I felt okay. I wasn't as strong as I normally am. But I'm like, I'm okay. For this weight division, I'm okay. After the first, I'd say about a minute, there was a scramble where we both just went for it, and we both like ended up off the mat. On the floor. Right? And the ref said, stand up, come back to the center. I stood up, my legs started vibrating.
Did they do an Amir Khan?
Yes, pretty much. I was looking around and everything was spinning.
Oh, wow.
And at that moment, I said, I'm never doing that again.
Well, I can imagine.
Never doing that again. The next time I cut weight to 79, I took 3 months to cut weight.
And the first time, the time you're talking about was a week. So I can imagine what effect it would have had on your body.
So for BJJ, if you're going to cut, make a long cut. Proper lifestyle changes. Get to the weight, get comfortable at the weight. Make sure you can train at the weight without being depleted. And then take that into your comp.
It needs to be not that, you need to make it not a chore and sustainable. And we do have a podcast on nutrition and South Asian food. Check that out. I think it was episode 4. So that'll give you a good insight to that as well, and you can incorporate that. With that being said, I mean, Fezzi, shout out to Fezzi, came on with the silver, and I could imagine being scientifically, his body, biologically, his body's taken a thing, and he still held it high, man. So props to him. He put
himself through war for that.
But
He did it.
Good on him.
He
His
did
skills came through, carried his body through.
Yep.
And just some quick shout outs to some guys. You know, there were some new time, first timers.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Yeah, fantastic.
and they did great. They brought home some medals, some
Yeah.
gold, silvers, bronzes.
Yeah.
So shout
T
out to
came
them.
out. He's been working on his foot locks. He got a foot lock,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. He came
Yeah.
back with a goal. Mujahid, he's been training for about a year,
Yeah.
and he entered the blue belt category.
Is he a blue belt at the moment?
No, he's a white belt.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's a white belt.
Okay.
Training for about a year. Trains hard though. Trains hard.
Yeah,
Always
his
on the
work
Work
ethos,
ethic is phenomenal.
is the best.
And then he came away with a silver,
Wow.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, he's a graduate of our beginners program.
Yeah.
Right? And he was hassling me nonstop. He said, "Coach, can I compete? Coach, can I compete?" I'm
Yeah.
like, wait. And he's like, "Coach, can I compete?" I'm like, "Dude, you know what?
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it."
Okay.
Threw himself in.
He
beginners.
came home with a medal,
Came home with, I believe he got
bronze. Wow.
the,
You know what? That's testament to the beginners program.
yeah, man. And the
And-
hard work these guys have been
Yeah.
putting in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the beginners program is there to put you in, give you the data,
Yeah.
give you the moves. But it's up to you to then incorporate, work hard. And these guys showing up all the time, asking questions, working hard, not dodging the hard rolls.
Wow.
So props
You
to
know what?
everyone.
That sounds really good. That comp proven beginners course. And I'm not trying to plug anything here. We did promise ourselves we're not going to try and use this podcast to plug anything. I'm not. I'm just stating facts. That's great. Well done to them. So just to kind of kind of conclude now. And this question doesn't sound very applicable to you because I kind of already know the answer. Are we doing it again anytime
we are.
soon? You
Of
know,
course we are.
if you had to put a number on it, how many more comps this year do you think you're gonna
As
do?
many as you sign up, Tubbsy. The deal's a deal.
Let's make this clear, right? Because people might be thinking, "Tubbsy, compete." I'm not competing. Yeah, I'm not ready for competition. I'm not. My daughter competes, and obviously, coach being a coach as well. I want him to be there, and he kindly comes and travels so far. And I say to him, "Are you competing?" And it's funny because he ends up competing. Then I kind of feel like I've forced him into it. Then there's his two sons; they get forced into it, and then coach has the loyal following as well from the club. And so it's like from his 8-year-old competing, there's like about 7 or 8 people. But it's great for the club. We're definitely going to do it again.
We're gonna do it again. Yes, 100%.
Is there any encouragement for first-time competitors? People are thinking about going to compete, and this is not just applicable to your club, but kind of any followers, any members of any club. What kind of encouragement would you give for first-timers?
First of all, there is a risk to compete. Let's just be honest, right? There is a risk to compete. That's why we get the nerve. Right?
Yeah.
It's the sport we do. The sport we do is a dangerous sport.
It is.
We've made it safe with rules, tapping,
Yeah.
submissions, this, that, the other. But when you're at comp, you are going 100.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that disclaimer there first. I think everyone should compete. Right? So if you're a beginner thinking, "Oh, I'm never going to compete," what competition does to you in terms of your jiu-jitsu? Let's just talk about that first. If you don't pressure test your jiu-jitsu and you ever need it, I'll tell you now, you're probably going to forget it.
Yeah.
Probably going to forget.
Really.
I remember up from between purple, and I've told this a million times,
Yeah.
and I'll tell it again. Between purple and brown, there was about 10 years of competition, absence of competition.
Okay. For 10 years.
For about 10 years.
Okay.
So I was a purple belt for about 10 years. I competed at the start of when I
Actually, I think
got my
you
purple belt.
covered that a little bit in the origin story. Check that out as well.
So there's been 10 years. When I competed first time as a brown belt, been about 15 years on the mats now,
Okay.
right? I forgot everything, man.
Wow.
I was like a white belt kicking my legs around thinking, what's going on here?
Scrambling.
Yeah. And what you don't want to happen is that to happen when you need it.
Yeah.
That's why feeling that anxiety, feeling that pressure, feeling that adrenaline dump. The only way I can get that adrenaline dump is if I get a syringe and stick it into your leg and go, and then your heart rate spikes.
Yeah,
That's the only way I can do it, and I'm not allowed to do that.
And this is a natural way, right? Yeah.
This is a way you're gonna get that adrenaline dump. and that adrenaline dump is what we have. So I
Yeah.
think everyone should compete. There's the other thing that I always say is when you introduce someone says, "What belt are you?"
Mm.
You don't want to have to introduce yourself as a blue belt, but I don't compete.
Yeah.
There is a marked difference on the mats between a competitive blue belt and a non-competitive blue belt, and that's put any color. I'm using blue, but put any color in there.
Yeah.
There's
So true.
there's a market difference, and the reason is, and we're gonna move on from this topic, but this last bit, right?
Yeah.
When you go to comp for the first time, and I say this to pretty much everyone who competes first time, right? You have an idea now. You have this Tubbsy, right? You have an idea of what your 100% max output is.
Yep.
And if we put that threshold here,
Mm.
when you walk off the mat, right?
Yeah.
I'll ask you, has your threshold moved?
Mm.
And your threshold from here, where you think 100% is, will
Yeah.
move to here.
Okay.
And you'll realize that you had so much more
to give. Yeah.
Right? And you didn't have a choice now. You had to defend for your life.
Yeah. It's fight or flight, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's going to be real.
Yeah.
And the awareness, your eyes opening to that, right, changes everything in the gym.
Yeah.
When we drill moves, I said that's the last thing, but I like when we drill moves, we don't drill moves for the person in the gym, right? We drill moves for the person on the comp mat.
Yeah.
Is he gonna shrimp? Is he gonna scramble? Is he gonna do? When I came up on the sweep with Chris, right, I had trained this for comp.
Yeah.
Right. I knew that there's a decision tree here. He's either gonna accept because he enjoys his bottom game. Be careful.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna scramble to the speed. That's why I didn't let go of that single and let him stand.
Yeah.
I kept it and I drove him, sat him down, held both of his legs off the floor to make sure I finish in a scoring position.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between when you learn moves between a competitive belt and a non-competitive belt.
Yeah, I think that's so massive. And I could spend a lot more time on this, but just a quick minute or two. I think it's such an important thing that you said that a competitive, whatever belt you are, to a club, there's a lot of difference there, isn't there? And that's because certain things might be pressure tested. Like, for example, if you're in a gym and you're training with someone, it's only their reactions you're going to get. Whereas you're in the comp with that added adrenaline or ability or endurance you mentioned when your threshold increases, you're going to get much different reactions, and your reaction will be different as well. So it's the kind of takeaway is you can compete, do it. Travel, you can finance it, do it, because it's massive for your personal journey. Okay, that's great. I mean, we've explored, this day that we went out as a club. It was a great day, great experience. Empire always smashing it. Coach Barber's give us a good insight to his kind of mentality and what he goes through. Let us know if you guys are competing anytime soon, what your techniques are, anything different to what Coach does, and what kind of techniques you guys are going into. Again, also let us know if you want us to get some golden nuggets from Coach as well on certain techniques, and that's something we'll try to explore as well. Again, thanks a lot for letting us into your brain again and sharing your wisdom as always. And join us on the next one.
There's only one more thing to do, Tubbsy.
Oosh!